dunk. Christian Simmons goes up and gets in one! English double. Pass in! Shut it down, Jazz! Kicking it out. Reed shot for three. It is good! Hits the shot with 3 seconds left!
And good afternoon, and welcome to Decker Gymnasium on the campus of Mansfield University, along with Drew Patrick. This is Dennis Sweeney on hand for a doubleheader featuring the Millersville Marauders taking on the Mansfield Mounties. Today, Drew, our first game features the women, and it's a contest where both teams looking for a win, both coming into today's game, 7-game losing streaks. So something's got to happen today.
Yeah, streak's going to end today. We just have to see if that's going to be Mansfield streak or Millersville streak of unfortunateness that has happened the past couple of games. It's been since December 31st that this Millersville team has won a game. So they're still looking for a win in the year. These two teams right now currently sit at the bottom 2 of the conference, but they have talent to really keep moving up. This conference is set so wildly that really anyone can move up in the conference. And you see, they're still fighting for that spot where Bloomsburg is sitting right there on that graphic. That's still open. That 6th spot is still very much open. Bloomsburg right now has that solid, but that is still an open spot, and these teams, it's got to start now.
In fact, Drew, from the standpoint you talk about that Millersville hasn't won in 2020, they've only won one road game this year, and that was in November. They beat Chestnut Hill 71-54, so they're 1-6 on the road. And in talking with longtime head coach Mary Flegg, she was saying, despite everything that's been going on with this team, she's really happy with how relentless and positive they have been after their stretch of losses. She said, after the loss on Wednesday, team came out and had 2 great practices. So now she's hoping that they transfer what they do in practice onto the floor.
The last 7 games have been rough for this team, but there's still a very huge bright spot on that team. And Lauren Lister, the leading scorer in the conference, she's going to look to feast today against a team that is going to be actually shorthanded at the true guard spot for Mansfield.
Yes, they will be without the services of Jasmine Perez, who was hurt in practice yesterday. So Coach Mike Whitling, if he hasn't had enough things he has to juggle trying to break this losing streak, but also from the standpoint, he's trying to get his team to get in the win column. And, he said what they learned from their loss on Wednesday to Shepherd was the fact that it reinforced that his team needs to take care of the little things when they have a lead. They had a 14-point lead going into the half, and then that dissipated in the second half as Shepherd came on strong and took out the Mansfield Lady Mounties 67-59. Coach Whitling said, the one thing he's concerned about that you had mentioned, Drew, was the fact that Lauren Lister, the junior from Blandon, Pennsylvania, she's averaging 24.5 points a game. So she is one of the leading scorers in this contest. And he is also wants to make sure that they focus, he's saying, focus on the lead and to try to take care of the little things if they get that lead. So now we'll go back down to Drew down on the court as he has one of the assistant coaches from Mansfield.
Are here right now with the assistant coach, Ashley Williams. It's a tough team. Both of these teams currently sitting at the bottom, but what is going to be ultimately the key here early to try and get this one?
So I think it's definitely what we've been talking about is focusing on the details. Especially last game, we were doing very well just with our energy. And when we do that, when we come out and play hard, we do all the little things. So paying very close attention to details, whether that be offensively and defensively, working on defense and then to implement our offense, that always is the best aspect, I think. So.
They have one of the best scorers in the conference in Lauren Lister. What do you guys have to do to try and limit her opportunities?
So she is definitely a very good player. She's definitely a driver. She'll go either direction, but we are definitely looking to force her left a little bit, hoping that we're going to go and, have her shoot the outside shot a little bit. kind of hoping, well, our strategy a little bit is kind of face starter. We've seen that in a couple of the films in the last couple games, and she struggled a little bit, still getting her points. But we are trying to limit that, try not to let the ball get in her hands.
All right, well, Coach, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Back up to you, Dennis.
Thank you, Drew. He was just talking with assistant coach for the Mansfield Mounties, and we will now take a look at the potential starting lineups for tonight's game, or should I say this afternoon's game, for the visiting Millersville Marauders, who enter today's game with a 7-game losing streak. They will start Lauren Lister, the 5'8" junior. She'll be joined by 5'9" junior Olivia Modern, 5'10" senior Courtney Dimoff, 5'7" sophomore Chandra Jones, and 5'10" sophomore Samantha Brusha. The Marauders are under the leadership of Mary Flagg, who this is her 30th year as the head basketball coach for the Lady Marauders. For the homestanding Mansfield Lady Mounties, they will start in the backcourt 5'5" junior Kiara Merritt. She'll be joined by 5'10" freshman Jasmine Hilton, 5'6" sophomore Sydney Reed, and 5'9" freshman Olivia Peglow, and person in the middle will be 5'8" junior Paige Whitfield. The Lady Mounties are under the leadership of fourth-year head basketball coach Mike Whitling. Conference record 1-11, overall 3-15. And as we mentioned, they're in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. So Drew has joined me back here in the broadcast booth. And Drew, it's similar to what Coach Whitling mentioned to me that you just heard just a few minutes ago. They need to focus on the little things.
Yeah, and she's not wrong when they said, you look at the first half of even the last game against Shepherd. She's right. What happened and what went well and why they were up at the half was because they were doing the little things correctly. That's a 12-8 team that they had a 10-point lead against. That is a really, really good Shepherd team that they were able to control. And then the second half woes, they just have to keep that little thing. They have to make the halftime adjustments and come back and really stay level-headed late in the game.
Well, we will see as both teams have done their warm-ups. The coaches, all the coaches today, it was a special coaches versus cancer day. They are wearing their sneakers, which is always a nice touch. Even assistant coach Ashley Williams had her sneaks on, along with head basketball coach Mike Whitling. So at this time, we will have the playing of the national anthem, but we'll be back with the start of this afternoon's game. Again, you're listening to Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved.
Welcome back to Decker Gymnasium on the campus of Mansfield University, along with Drew Patrick, Dennis Sweeney on hand, as we have a doubleheader of PSAC basketball. First game will feature the women of Millersville taking on the women of Mansfield. Again, the Marauders come in with an overall record of 5-12, 2-10 in the conference. Mansfield 3-15, 1-11 in the conference. We already went over the standings, Drew, but we look at the fact that something's got to break here today for one of these two teams, both in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. And, that's one thing that Coach Flegg told me, that she said, despite the losing, the optimism, the good hard work is there. Because, in the midst of any kind of a losing streak, it's really tough to remain focused.
Yeah, that's going to be the difference in this game, and what is going to be the difference in the season for both of these teams at this point. When you're on a losing streak like this, you have to do that. You have to have a level head. You have to be able to come into a game still with that motivation to work, because that is the only way you are going to continue to be successful and break that streak and get a win. You have to keep that confidence for the full time, the full 40 minutes. You have to be confident.
This year, Mansfield Athletics is proud to partner with UPMC Susquehanna. UPMC Susquehanna is proud to partner with Mansfield University to keep athletes on the field. Don't let an injury sideline you. Visit upmcsusquehanna.com/sportsmed for information on their sports medicine services. So we'll see, Drew, without the services of point guard Jasmine Perez, that's going to be a tall task for Coach Whittling's team from the standpoint. From what I've seen over the year, you've been here every game, obviously, in your position. Perez is the one that makes that offense go, and she's a terrific ball handler. When you lose that point guard, it's like losing a coach on the floor.
Not only that, but you lose someone who's a very gutsy defender. She's not afraid to go in and try to get the steal, try to sneak behind. She's everywhere. She's a utility knife for this offense, and not having that in. The other thing it really hurts is the bench. Is you're going to have less people coming off that bench, so the players on the floor are going to have to play longer minutes in this game and find that energy, especially for the fourth quarter where they've had some blues this year.
Well, Coach Whitling mentioned to me yesterday when I talked to him was the need to focus on getting a good lead and then taking care of the things to maintain that lead. So we are ready to tip it off. The officials for this afternoon's game, DJ Chapman, Pat Cooney, and Larry Otis. Pat Cooney with the basketball. Jumping at center for the Lady Marauders is Courtney Dimoff. For the Mansfield Lady Mounties, Jasmine Hilton. Mansfield in their home white, Marauders in their road black, and we are off and running with our doubleheader of basketball here from Decker Gymnasium. So out front now for the Marauders, backdoor pass, reverse layup, no good that time by Lister. So she's the one that the Mounties have to keep an eye on this game.
It was a good cut, just a bad angle to go up with that shot.
So with the ball out front now, Sydney Reed. Left wing is Whitfield. She tries to force a pass, but it's saved that time by Paglo. Right baseline shot just off the front of the rim by Whitfield, but recovered that time by Samantha Brusha.
The balancing act there, able to snag that one.
That's walking the tightrope for sure. On the right wing, there's Lister. You'll hear a lot about her tonight. Here's a three-point shot. Back rim, no good that time by Dimoff. And we have our first whistle of the game, and it is against the Lady Mounties, and it appears that it will be on Sydney. No.
It'll be Jones.
No, Jones for the
Just one of those long rebounds that you go in bad position, and when you're up, you end up running into Paglo there. That's what happened on that foul.
Chandra Jones with the personal for Millersville. No score, just underway, first quarter action. Here at the foul line, now out by on the arc is Hilton. Back rim, no good. Rebound taken by Lister. Right wing now, Dimoff out front to Lister. Lister is being covered by Sydney Reed. She's got a tall task here this afternoon. Cut down the middle, knocked away. Good defense that time by the Lady Mounties, and bringing it up the court will be Whitfield. She's on the right side of the court. Now cross court to Merritt. She'll pop it. Back rim, no good. Good rebound, offensive rebound, Sydney Reed. Reed looks for help, now back out to Merritt. Man-to-man defense for Millersville. Another shot, no good, short this time. Ball loose, still loose, and it's taken by Jones.
good shot selection there, but just couldn't find that one to go in.
And Coach Whitling had mentioned to me, Drew, the fact that he's liked the fact that they're shooting better, but they're not shooting well from the foul line. Long three-pointer from the left baseline is no good, and Reed with the rebound, pushing it up on the right side of the floor. Right wing Hilton back out front now. Merritt. Man-to-man defense. Merritt being covered by Modern. Post pass inside, off the glass and in. Olivia Paglo for the first 2 points of the game. 2-0 Mansfield.
That quick shoulder, and then she goes the other side, spins it off the glass and in. That's a nice move down low.
2-0 Mansfield on top. 7.5 left. Here's Lister driving in, and she's fouled on her way to the hole, and she'll be shooting some free throws.
That's one of the things Lister can do. She gets past that first defender, draws in the next one, and it's either going to end up a bucket or a foul.
And that foul is called on Jasmine Hilton. And for Jasmine, that's her first. And shooting two will be Lister, and she gets her first point of the afternoon. Lister, a 5'8" junior, makes them both. We're tied at 2 with 7:20 left here. First quarter action. Mansfield, Millersville. Both teams searching for a victory. Out front with the ball, Whitfield. Now foul line is Paglo. Paglo tries to force a pass, picked off that time. Turnover, Lister will bring it up, right-hand dribble. She tries to force a pass. Both teams trying to get the ball inside, Drew, and really there's too many hands in there to knock it away.
Yeah, that one, and Paglo picked up her dribble and panicked a little bit, which is why she tried to thread the needle there, and there was no shot.
Lister out front. Dribbling in on Reed, now kick back out on the left wing to Brusha. Brusha skip pass for 3. No good that time by Dimoff. Rebound, Sydney Reed. 2-2 with 6:50 left first quarter. Out front now, Merritt almost moved the pivot foot. Now she picked up her dribble, needs help, gets to Paglo. She has the only 2 points so far for the Lady Mounties. Set play called for the Lady Mounties as Merritt now covered by Jones. To Paglo. Paglo drives into traffic, kick out Reed. 5 on the shot clock. Reed shoots short. Rebound Lister.
She had a look. There was a little indecision until she realized how much time was on the clock, so she threw that one up.
Driving baseline, nowhere there. Brusha back out for Lister, and she's got a field goal to go with her 2 free throws. 4-2, Millersville on top. We're nearing the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Merritt on the right side, Reed. Hilton setting the screen for Reed. Now back in, turnaround jumper, in and out, in. Jasmine Hilton on the board, one of the leading scorers for this Mountie team. She's on, and we're tied at 4.
And Hilton has a little range in her game, which is because she played guard at the high school level, moved here to a forward, played a 5. Here she's playing the 4, and she can shoot.
Shot no good, rebound Paglo. And here come the Mounties. Reed, no one picks her up. Finds a baseline jumper way off. Too long that time by Whitfield. Millersville coming down on the right-hand side, near sideline. Picked up her dribble, was Modern. Now out to Jones. Jones, left-hand dribble. Now Lister can't leave her open, and she bangs a 3. Can't leave her alone for a second.
She's got all 7 right now for Millersville. Seems like any space, seems like too much space for her.
7-4, Millersville on top of Mansfield. Under the 5-minute mark. Good backdoor pass. Paglo, she's short on the layup. Outlet. Now to Lister, and she'll calm things down. They don't have numbers. And she'll dribble the ball over the midcourt stripe. Man-to-man defense employed by the Lady Mounties. They trail by 3. Lister drives in. Off the glass, too hard. Rebound is taken by Whitfield. Out to Reed. Reed back on the right side, Merritt. Merritt, left-hand dribble, waiting for the screen, but she'll take the shot. Too hard, but the rebound, Hilton kick back out. Whitfield tries to force a pass. The intention was there. It's just the execution didn't happen.
Yeah, they had the open look on that pass. Just the foot got in the way. The foot in the way causes the kick. That's immediate timeout.
With the score, Millersville 7, Mansfield 4. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
UPMC brings so much to the table. They're just a comprehensive visionary system.
UPMC is innovative and always on the cutting edge of technology.
Defining not only healthcare, but health.
Its expertise, its focus on patients and what is best for patients.
As UPMC, we're able to elevate the standard of care. Just a wonderful opportunity.
Back here at Decker Gymnasium, 4:24 left in this first quarter. It's Millersville 7, or should I say Lauren Lister 7, Mansfield 4. Both teams off to a sluggish start shooting-wise, and turnovers that I'm sure both coaches would rather not see. They like the fact that they're looking for their teammates. They just don't like the fact they're forcing their passes.
Yeah, that's true.
So now in for Mansfield is Hannah Johnson. She's looking to inbounds it, gets it to Hilton. Jasmine Hilton, nice crossover dribble in the paint, turnaround, and nice shooter's roll. Jasmine Hilton, she's got 4. She's the leading scorer for this Mansfield team, averaging over 11 a game. It's 7-6. Marauders on top. Out top with the basketball now is Dimoff. Dimoff left wing Modern. Modern drives in, kick out now to Erica Reed, who is checked into the game, along with Samantha Brusha. Brusha looks for help. Pass inside, 5 on the shot clock. In and out and in. Modern with the shot and the basket.
Yeah, both teams looking to attack in the paint. That's what you're going to have to do in this matchup.
Hilton out front, right wing, Hannah Johnson. Top of the key now is Paige Whitfield, back to Johnson. She'll drive in, and she's fouled on their way to the basket. Saw the opening, took advantage, and she'll go to the free throw line. And this is where Coach Whitling mentioned to me yesterday, Drew, that we've got to, A, get to the free throw line more, and B, start making some shots.
One of the things that they were working on in practice very heavily was initiating that contact underneath, going up and trying to get sent to the line. That time Johnson does a good job at it as she makes her first. And you saw Coach Whitling loves that. He was clapping because he wants more of that. He wants them to end up at the line.
That last game Wednesday night against Shepherd, 3 free throws. In and out on that one by Johnson, but 1 for 2. You know, he said we only took 3 free throws, so they're already 2/3 of the way there now. Here's a long bomb. No good. A rebound taken by Whitfield. That shot was taken by Reed for Millersville. Right wing now shuffled her feet. She had a good idea, just didn't set it in time, was Bella Scatell, and she's called for shuffling the feet turnover.
Yeah, the pass was just a hair ahead of her, which causes her to take those steps to try and gather it up for the shot. She was open, but just a game of inches, the little things. And she gets the speed back.
And that's the type of thing that Coach Whitling mentioned to me. He says we just got to take care of those little things. Here's a long three-pointer, too hard on the weak side, and it will be another foul against Millersville. And I believe that will be, if it is Erica Reed, that will be her second. I didn't see, they haven't put it up on the board yet, but I'm going to go with that. Yes, it is. Batting 1,000 so far, but there's a long afternoon of basketball here from Decker Gymnasium. We still have the men, and following our game here with the women, Scatell for 3, too hard, wide open look though. Here's Lister with a rebound, speed dribble, left hand, oh, nice move all the way to the hole.
You've got to have help defense. She is too speed to try and match up one-on-one when she's on transition.
She's got 9 of Millersville, 11 points, 2:20 left first quarter. It's a 4-point Lady Marauder lead. Peglow, double team, wide open in the corner. Whitfield, too hard. Ball backed out of bounds, and it will be Millersville basketball. That's one thing. They're getting the looks, Drew. It's just hitting those shots.
Yeah, this is a team that wants to shoot the three. They've just missed on a lot of their attempts.
Now on the right-hand side with the ball is Dimoff. Out front now to Mia Leonard, who just checked in for Millersville. She has a pick and roll. Slip screen for two. Mia Leonard with her first basket of the game, and it's 13-7. Millersville on top. Skattel with a set play from the sideline. Again, man-to-man defense for the Lady Marauders. Both teams in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. One team looking to get out. And there's a nice drive to the hole. Right-handed layup. No good. Too hard. Nice idea by Whitfield. Here's Lister. She finds Leonard, who puts it up and in. And a timeout is called. A 30-second timeout called by Coach Whitling.
Good timeout. I was going to say on the other end, it was a very good move there, Whitfield. They're expecting the pass, so she just went up. You have to make that layup. Went up with the right hand, which is why you got the bad angle going up with the right hand. Led to a quick transition bucket.
And as you said, when Lister gets in the open court, she's tough to stop. This year, Mansfield Athletics is proud to partner with the Wellsboro House Restaurant and Brewery, located a short drive west of Mansfield. The Wellsboro House Restaurant and Brewery is your game day destination for great food and drinks. The restaurant offers a wide variety of great meals, and don't forget to ask about the brewery tours. Visit the wellsborohouse.com for more information. Along with Drew Patrick, Dennis Sweeney on hand. From Mansfield University's Decker Gymnasium, game one of our doubleheader. We have 1:25 left in this first quarter, and just like that, the Lady Mounties find themselves in an 8-point hole.
And a lot of that's been because of quick transition buckets from a missed shot or a turnover on the other side.
Now with the ball out front is Hannah Johnson. Find on the left wing to Sydney Reed. Reed drives baseline. Now skip past Skattel for three. In and out. And a foul. Oh, no, jump ball. Jump ball tied up that time by Sydney Reed. Thought the initial call was going to be a foul, but it's a jump ball, alternate possession. So the Mounties will keep the basketball. They trail by 8, 15-7. We're nearing 1 minute, 2 seconds. Well, we have a little discussion between referee Pat Cooney and Larry Otis. I guess they both came to the same agreement.
Pretty quick jump ball there.
Here's Hilton. She's open. In and out. Right up. Just scraped the top of the rim. Wide open looks.
Have not hit an outside shot, yet have the Mounties.
And they trail by 8, 15-7. With the ball now is Ty Taylor. Skip pass on the left wing is Modern, I should say. Now to Taylor. Taylor back out right wing. Dimoff. Pass inside Leonard. She puts it up and in. She's come off the bench to score 3 quick hoops, and she has 6 points, and that's a 10-point Marauder lead. Under a half-minute left, first quarter. Mansfield looking for a basket, looking to make an outside shot. The only one I can remember is Hilton in the paint. Here's another one in the paint, and that one is shy. Rebound taken by Motter. Now here's Lister. Lister drives in, kicks out right side Ty Taylor. Taylor left-hand dribble out top now to Modern. Back to Lister. 4, 3, 2, 1. That should be it. It is. Good defense that time by Mansfield. But after 1 quarter of action here from Decker Gymnasium, it's the Millersville Lady Marauders 17, the Lady Mounties of Mansfield 7. You're listening to Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania. Welcome back to Decker Gymnasium on the campus of Mansfield University. Our first game of a doubleheader featuring the Marauders of Millersville taking on the Mansfield Mounties. That first quarter shooting with Mansfield trailing 17-7. Drew, it's tough to beat a team when you're shooting 18% from the floor compared to 47% for Millersville. There's a shot long, no good, but the rebound taken that deep inside Brusha. And we have a foul underneath. I think it all boils down to, and I've talked to Coach Whitling through the season, and he has said this, we have to make shots. And that's epitome of that first quarter.
They're getting good looks, and they had good looks from beyond the arc. They just haven't been able to find any of them. 0 for 9 there in that first quarter to go in.
Jasmine Hilton just picked up her second personal foul, and she's the leading scorer for Mansfield with 4 of the 7 Lady Mountie points. Now on the right side is Modern to Mia Leonard. Leonard, backdoor pass to Brusha, off the glass, too hard, inside. Good rebounding action that time by Merritt, and she was fouled on the play. It was 1-on-2 in that situation, and she picked up the personal foul.
And Mia Leonard as a big is actually a pretty good passer. Of course, she's a Mansfield transfer, so we had a chance to see her a lot last year for the Mounties. She can pass the ball, and she has the height to get over anybody to really set up, and that's what happened on the backdoor cut, just a missed layup.
Samantha Brusha picked up that personal for the Lady Marauders. It's 9:15 left, second quarter, 17-7, Millersville on top. Oh, nice pass to Paglo. It was blocked. Oh, we got a late whistle. That was a late whistle. I thought there was a lot of contact, Drew, and I think one referee was expecting, for the other, it was either DJ Chapman or Pat Cooney making the call. They looked at each other, then they blew the whistle.
The hand actually went up before the whistle.
And all the referees have pink whistles today, again in commemoration of Coaches versus Cancer Week here at Mansfield University as well, and across the country where you see all the coaches wearing sneakers on the sidelines. And there's a free shot. Good by Olivia Paglo. So already the Lady Mounties in this first half, and it's a 1 for 2 for Paglo.
I think on those last 2 free throws, that one by Paglo and the second one by Hannah Johnson earlier, they're rushing that second shot. That's why that's missing.
They're 2 for 4 so far. Out front now, driving in. Here is Jones. And it is the speed bag, as you call it.
Yeah, brought out the speed bag because Paige Whitfield, actually good defense there, stepped in to try and prevent that pass. So you do the overstep, and it's a jump step, brings out that speed bag every time.
You got me calling it now. 8.5 left, second quarter. Merritt almost lost the handle, able to recover. Now deep left baseline, and there's a long job by Sydney Reed, a three-pointer, and they're down 6.
Hope that opens up the lid. If you're Mansfield, their offense is predicated on finding that outside shot. They need to make that outside shot. That time, it goes in.
Mia Leonard backing in, and she is, alternate possession blocked. Good defense. They converged on Leonard in the post and forced the turnover because the alternate possession will go to the Lady Mountie. So good job that time as Leonard was backing in. She had the size differential, but good help defense.
And Coach Whitling is very familiar with Leonard. They know how to get under her skin. They're going to try and keep doing that.
On the right-hand side was Whitfield. Back out to Reed. She'll try again. Good! Well, there it is. 2 straight three-pointers by Sydney Reed, and what was once a 9-point lead is cut to 3, 17-14, Millersville on top.
Just have to feed the hot hand right now.
There on the left side, Jones. She'll drive in, kick out on the right wing to Dimoff. Now outside to Modern. Modern will drive in. She'll take the shot. No good. Rebound layup. That's off the glass and off the hands of Chandra Jones. We'll see how much longer before they give the ball to Lauren Lister.
That first shot there, they expected the contact. Mansfield backed off right there at the last second, which caused the first missed shot, and just a tremendous fight underneath. This is a big possession for the Mounties.
Mounties on a 7-0 run to start this quarter. They have shut out the Lady Marauders. It's 17-14, Millersville on top. In the post is Paglo. Paglo has it partially blocked by Jones. It will go out of bounds. Where Mansfield in their home white, red numbers, red letters, Mansfield across the front, taking on Millersville with their black uniforms, gold numbers with Ville across the front of the uniforms. Pass inside now, out front, Skattel. It's picked off that time by Chandra Jones. Jones will go all the way. She's fouled, and she will shoot 2 free throws as the personal foul was committed by Paige Whitfield.
Hey, give Jones a lot of credit there. She knew Paige Whitfield was right behind, so she's moving with Whitfield to keep her behind her and force that foul. That's a smart play.
So at the foul line will be Chandra Jones. She makes the first one. She's just averaging just about 4 points a game. She hails from London, England. And she misses the second. Ball is loose, and it's taken away by...
That was Kendall McKissick.
Yeah, she just checked into the game. And so as a result, that Mansfield 7-0 run was stopped. Here's another turnover. Here comes Lister. Lister 1-on-3 out to Jones. Jones sees the line, the lane, kick out, right side, wide open jumper that time, no good. Modern has it. Now back out to Dimoff. She'll drive in. Kick back to Lister. Lister drives into the lane with a lefty layup is good. She's in double figures with 11.
Just the smoothness of Lister there goes across the whole defense. The coach isn't going to like that, but she's slippery.
Yeah, well, he told me yesterday, Coach Mike Whitling, that she's the best player in the conference. Lauren Lister averaging 24.5 for Mary Flegg's team, but there's a nice layup inside by Olivia Paglo.
They're finding that soft hole in the defense right there in the middle of the paint, and then Paglo does the rest underneath.
Paglo has 5 of the 16 points. It's a 4-point Millersville lead, and now a reach-in foul.
Yeah, tried to get aggressive there, go after the pass, and it got through, and she was off balance.
You know, I've noticed that energy level for Mansfield seemed to pick up after the 2 threes by Reed because it started out this second quarter, a 7-0 run. They're back in it, only down 4, 20-16, just under 6 minutes left. Second quarter action.
You've heard the phrase in modern basketball, live and die by the 3. Mansfield does that here a lot of times with their energy, though. Live and die by that 3.
There's a pass, and it's a good defensive play by Paglo. Paglo better watch out behind. Jones almost steals it. Now to back out Whitfield. She gets a partially blocked. Great defense by Dimoff. But they're inside, no good. Paglo tries to grab the loose ball, and it's knocked out of bounds. Good aggressiveness. I'm sure Coach Mike Whitling likes that fact that his team is really battling. And now he's putting Jasmine Hilton in, who has 4 points but also 2 personal fouls.
You're going to have to be careful with both of those. Those are your forwards in Paglo and Hilton who can play that 5 from this team. So you want them to have fresh legs when they're in. So you're going to have to play a little risky.
Layup missed that time. It was a wide open layup by Sydney Reed. And we mentioned that Jasmine Perez was injured in practice yesterday, so she's unavailable today. Lister was wide open, rims it, pass to Leonard. Leonard backing in on Hilton. Now kick back out to Lister. It's a 4-point Millersville lead, and it's still a 4-point lead as a wide open layup was missed by Taylor. Mansfield pushing the ball up the floor. They're going from right to left. Here's Bella Skattel. Here's a long bomb. Good! That's a good shot that time by Kendall McKissick off the bench. 3 threes for Mansfield this afternoon.
The freshman from Edinburgh, assistant coach Ashley Williams has been saying to Coach Whitling for the last couple of weeks that McKissick is a player you want to play more. And here, that's maybe going to earn her some time. That's a great shot.
And it's a 1-point Millersville lead. They led by as many as 9. And there's a travel. Chandra Jones shuffled the feet. Turnover. Gives the ball back to Mansfield. We have a media timeout with 4:35 left in the second quarter. With the score, Millersville 20, Mansfield 19. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania. 4:35 left second quarter. As you can see, not only the players are wearing sneakers this afternoon, but all of the coaches for both teams, as this is Coaches versus Cancer Week throughout the country. As you see, Division I, Division II, Division III coaches wearing sneakers, and there's the pink ones by Coach Whitling. And I tell you, when you talk to him at halftime, you can mention how dapper he is looking here with the sneakers and the shirt and the tie, looking sharp. Nothing like a sharp-dressed man.
Absolutely.
Here on the right-hand side with the ball is Whitfield. Mansfield trailed by 9, now trailed by 1 with 4:25 left second quarter. 2019, pass to Hilton, in and out. She's had a couple that have been halfway down and kicked out.
That's when she had space, though, to charge to the basket. That comes with experience, though, getting more of those looks to feel comfortable that you don't have to shoot that up right away.
Here on the left-hand wing is Dimoff. Inside Leonard, she missed the layup, but they're battling for the rebound, but knocked out off the hands of Brusha, and it will be Mansfield basketball. You know, Coach Whitling had said to me he likes the fact that they're being more aggressive going to the basket. I think that was the case that you were saying, going to the basket, getting to the foul line, and making the free throws. So out front now, the Lady Mounties, Hilton, right wing is Reed. She's banged a couple of threes here this afternoon. 3 threes so far for Mansfield. Here in the second quarter, McKissick drives in, hits the backboard, but there to get it is Whitfield, and she missed the chippy. They've had some good looks. Here comes Lister. Watch for her. Kick out right side. That's Taylor. Back out to Lister. She gets a screen from Leonard. They fight over the screen. They pick and roll into Leonard. Triple teamed, and she's fouled on the play.
Yeah, tried to force the jump ball. Did get the arm there. That's the right call. Bella Skattel will be the culprit there.
And for Bella, that is her first personal. Fourth team foul with 3:19 left in the second quarter. The next team foul against the Lady Mounties will put the Millersville Lady Marauders at the foul line for the rest of the half. 20-19. Millersville led by 10 at the end of the first quarter, 17-7. There's a steal on the inbounds by Skattel. Now here comes Whitfield. She's on the far side, looks inside Hilton. Right baseline. Missed it. And out of bounds, and it will be Millersville basketball. There to knock it away was Kendall McKissick, and she's given some good time off the bench here this afternoon. They need it with the loss of Jasmine Perez, who was hurt in practice yesterday.
Yeah, really only 4 people you can go to on the bench right now for the Mountaineers, or 3, really.
Oh, what a nice move, and a basket. Count it, Lauren Lister. That is a classic crossover move, drive baseline, make the basket, now go to the foul line. There's a reason why she's averaging 24.5 points a game.
Yeah, she's incredibly aggressive, too, the way she plays. She's not afraid to drive. That's what gets her a lot of points and sends her to the line. And she's got a pure shot when she's there.
She's got 14 points, leads all scorers. She has 14 of Millersville 23 as they're up 4 with 2:45 left. Here's Merritt. She drives baseline, kick out. Skattel. Too hard, but there's Jasmine Hilton with the rebound. Left baseline to Skattel, who cut to the basket. Tried to kick it out, but stolen by Lister. Lister's got Mansfield backpedaling. She'll go all the way. Missed the layup, surprisingly. Here's Merritt. Merritt kick out now to Whitfield. Ahead to Skattel. Oh, nice pass to Hilton, who puts it up. Missed the layup. Goes out of bounds, and it will remain with Mansfield. But that was a great pass by Skattel to Hilton inside. She was wide open, and I think she was expecting contact when she was going up.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, another one that Coach Whitling wanted to focus on with this team is just go up for the layup. You want to, when you initiate contact, you're going to get hit. Just go up for the shot. That's where you get it to go in. And unfortunately, that one.
Well, now there's a foul on the inbounds play, and that is only the third team foul against Millersville. Here's Merritt for 3. She's got it. 4 threes for Mansfield here in the second quarter, and that is for Kiara her first three. Her first 3.
Look, and one of the things there for Kira Merritt on her shot is she has a great shot. Coach actually wants her to shoot more because she's usually pretty pure, and a steal on the other side.
And here they come. That's Mansfield. Its momentum is with them right now. They trail by 1, 23-22. Millersville wants the offensive foul, but it's a blocking foul. And here's a substitution. Jasmine Hilton checks out. In for her, Olivia Paglo.
Again, what I said, back and forth with those two. You're going to see that so they can battle underneath.
That foul by Jones was her second. Shot is good by Paglo, and Mansfield has its first basket of this, or their first lead of the second quarter after trailing by 10 at the end of one. 17-7, but it's now 24-23. Lady Mounties on top. Mia Leonard at the foul line. Kick out left side, Modern. Modern drives in on Skattel. Here's Lister. She'll put it out on the side to Jones, and Jones moved the pivot foot. You can hear the crowd here at Ducker Gymnasium as old momentum is swinging the way of the Lady Mounties as they lead by 1, 24-23. So they trailed by 10 coming into the second quarter. We have 1:14 left. With the ball, Kiara Merritt, who just hit a three-pointer, the last Mansfield possession. Shooting has come alive in that second quarter. 4 threes for the Lady Mounties have helped propel them to a 1-point lead. Here's Merritt. Wide open is Paglo inside. The lefty layup is good. Olivia Paglo has 9 points, 7 here in the second quarter. It's a 3-point Mansfield lead. We're under a minute left. Lister to Leonard. She's at the foul line. With her back to the basket, out to Lister, sets the screen. Lister sees the opening, the lefty layup. She missed it. Rebound Leonard. Leonard puts it up and in. Mia Leonard, her first basket of this second quarter. She has 8. We're under a half-minute left. Mansfield with the ball, with the lead, 26-25. Kiera Merritt, right-hand dribble. Shot clock, game clock about a second and a half off. So up front, and it's a steal. Steal that time by Dimoff. Dimoff is faced by Skattel, and she missed the layup. Whitfield has it with 8 seconds left. Whitfield ahead to McKissick. Back out to Merritt. She sets for 3. Off the back of the rim and in! Bounced up, got the shooter's touch, and the Lady Mounties have a 4-point lead thanks to a Kiera Merritt shot at the buzzer. So we have completed 2 quarters of action here from Mansfield University. We'll go down to the court with Drew Patrick with head basketball coach Mike Whitling as Mansfield leads 29-25. Take it away, Drew.
So they're at the half. A big shot there by Kiera Merritt. A huge momentum shifter there for the Mansfield Mountaineers. And really what it was finally finding that shot there at the half. We'll have Coach Whitling here in just a second. Coach, big run there at the end of that quarter. What was the key to getting the lead here?
Yeah, I think the difference was, this is our first time we played against a matchup zone in a while, and it was getting used to that. And I think we got a little bit used to it there, and we did a nice job on a couple of our offenses there.
Early, there was a fight to find that shot from beyond the arc early in the game. Finally, Sydney Reed gets the first couple to break through, and that massive one there by Kiera at the very end. How does that give you momentum going into the second half?
Yeah, I think it's huge for momentum. Sydney really got us started. She brought the energy today, and in any game, it doesn't matter which game it is. It doesn't matter if it's this game or the next game. We need that energy, and she did a great job. Hitting those 2 threes was huge for us at the time.
And, Coach, what do you have to do in the halftime break to keep that momentum going forward to the second half?
I think we're just going to talk about some defensive adjustments that we can make and a little bit on our offense, adjusting to that style of matchup zone.
All right, Coach, thank you for taking the time. Back up to you, Dennis.
So we are at halftime here of Game 1 of our doubleheader featuring the Lady Mounties of Mansfield leading the Lady Marauders of Millersville by a score of 29-25. We'll be back with more of our halftime report after these messages with the score, Mansfield 29, Millersville 25. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania.
It's time to make the PSAC yours. More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in 23 championship sports at 18 universities, educating more than 118,000 students, and supported by an alumni base of over 900,000. All in and all ready to make the PSAC yours. It's the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
Welcome to Explore the Possibilities. My name is Amy, and I'm the manager here at Highland Chocolates in Wellsboro. We're just a mile and a half outside of downtown Wellsboro on Route 6. Let me tell you a little bit about Highland Chocolates and how we began. In 1994, a county administrator and his friend decided to create a program to put people with disabilities to work. They created a recipe for a Scottish truffle, hence the name Highland Chocolates, and now, years later, we employ 12 people with different abilities to hand make all the chocolates here at Highland Chocolates. One of the things that we offer is our pretzel bark. That's one of our oldest recipes. It's crushed Pennsylvania pretzels rolled into a flat bark with either milk white, dark, or sugar-free chocolates. The bark recipe is so popular, we've branched out and we now have over 17 different flavors of pretzel bark. We have a very unique souvenir collection. We call it the Sweet Souvenirs from Tioga and Potter County. You can find tree stumps. We have Cherry Springs Dark Skies bark. We have Rainbow Paradise gummy fish. We have several Wellsboro molds, including the Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod statue that you'll see on the green in Wellsboro, and lots of other chocolates to find when you come here. We are a nonprofit chocolate factory. All the proceeds from our sales go back into the program to help teach vocational skills to everyone here in hopes that they can one day get a community job. Highland Chocolates offers tours all year round. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, from 9:15 to 2:30 p.m., you can come in for a free tour of the factory and sample some of our pretzel bark. We also offer tours on Saturday from mid-June until late October. The tours are at the same time, and occasionally on holidays around Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter, we will also offer special tours. When you come, you'll see up to 9 people working per day. Every day is a different staff, and each day they're working on a different kind of chocolate. So if you visited us before, please come and visit again because you're sure to see something new. When you come for a tour of Highland Chocolates, you'll meet one of our line supervisors who will show you everything that happens here.
Hi, I'm Jay, a line supervisor here at Highland Chocolates. Please join me as we take a quick walk around the factory to see what we're doing today. Many of these things you'll be seeing when you come take a tour. One of the tasks you'll see our workers performing is crushing pretzels. We crush our pretzels here for all of our pretzel bark, one of the items we're most well known for. All of our pretzels come from Hers Company in Nottingham, Pennsylvania, where they donate approximately 20 cases of pretzels to us each month to help support our program. Another thing you'll see is one of our molders. Each of our molders will weigh out the chocolate to a specific weight and use one of our shaker tables to help bring all the bubbles out of the mold and to ensure that the chocolate is level and all of the nooks and crannies of each mold are being filled. Looking around the factory, you'll see many of our enrobing melters in use today. Each of these molders holds between 25 to 35 pounds of chocolate, and we use them for coating as well as for using chocolate for making bark and molding. The chain pulls the chocolate up into the funnel, and it drops down through the trough to make a curtain of chocolate, where one of our employees is coating pretzels. Once our pretzel is completely coated and the excess chocolate is shaken off, it is transferred to a cooling tunnel. It takes 7 minutes to get from one end of the cooling tunnel to the other end, where we have another one of our employees packing the pretzels off into a 5-ounce bag so that we can seal it later and have it ready to be labeled to send out to the store. Every day things change here at Highland Chocolate, so you never know what you'll get to see. These are just a few of the things that we do. In addition, we also make our own fudge, and we do special orders including corporate events, baby showers, weddings, and even any personal project that you might want chocolate for. We hope to see you soon when you come on your tour of Highland Chocolates.
For more information and to get details, visit our website at highlandchocolates.org. And for more information about activities going on in our area, go to visitpottertioga.com. On behalf of myself and everyone here at Highland Chocolates, we really look forward to seeing you on your next visit.
Pride and passion drives the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. From 55 NCAA championship teams, 294 individual national champs, and counting. Who's next? Make the PSAC yours. PSAC Proud is winning in athletics and in the classroom. Over 3,100 PSAC student athletes are honored as scholar athletes. It's a perfect mix of athletics and academics. It's time to make the PSAC yours.
Halftime of the ladies contest featuring the Millersville Lady Marauders against the Lady Mounties of Mansfield University. Hello again, everyone. Dennis Sweeney along with Drew Patrick. And Drew, talk about a tale of two quarters. Mansfield shot a dismal 17.6% in that first quarter, shot 42% overall in the second quarter, 5 of 7 from threes, capped off by that shooter's touch three-pointer by Kiera Merritt. They're shooting 31% from the floor overall. They trailed by 10 at the end of the first quarter, outscoring the Lady Marauders 22-8 in that second quarter.
It was the confidence. I talked with Coach Whitling there, and he was right. When Sydney Reed hit that three, the confidence of everyone on that bench went up. And there was no quit in that second quarter with this team. And that sparked this team. If they can find their outside shot, they're dangerous. With the way they attack and the way they play, plus they were more aggressive defensively. They were getting the quote-unquote momentum plays of that second half, and that was the key. That was the key for this game and for the Mounties to go on that huge run in the second quarter.
Trailing by 10, they started out that second quarter on a 7-0 run before Millersville was able to put a point up. You know, I've talked to coaches over the years, and one of my favorite questions I ask them, and they all are in agreement, and I'm sure if we ask Coach Whitling this, you mentioned about how the confidence went up when that first three by Sydney Reed. Shooting is contagious. Yes. Once one player makes a shot, that, as you said, lifts it, not only helps the player who made the shot, but then others feel, hey, we finally, because they were getting open looks, they being the Lady Mounties in that first quarter, they just weren't making them.
I mean, the key looking forward, too, is going to be turning that momentum or keeping that momentum and not letting the momentum turn to madness. That is going to be, truthfully, the key in this third quarter. What happened Wednesday with the Mountaineer team, with a 10-point lead, they came out in the second half and they struggled to find their shot early. The Mounties have to find their shot early in the third quarter to keep that momentum, or else they're going to start to think about it. And once you start to think about it, it's gone. And so it's a big focus thing. Focus is going to be the biggest key to this first minute and a half of basketball in the third quarter.
And, you know, from Millersville, they're getting their points from their star player, Lauren Lister. She has a total of 14 of the team's 29 points, and then 8 points off the bench by Mia Leonard. That's it, basically. Yeah. So if you're Coach Whitling, okay, Lister's getting her points, but they've shut down pretty much everyone else.
Yeah, I'd put it, as you were saying, you have the best player in the conference doing what the best player in the conference is going to do, and then you have Mia Leonard, which is pretty much a revenge game for her. This was a school she was at last year. This is a revenge game for her. So you have a big motivation on those two players. They're getting their points, and you're shutting down, as you mentioned, the rest of that group. Well, if that's what you're giving up, you'll live with for the Mountaineers.
I mean, Olivia Modern averages 12 points a game coming into this game, and so far she has merely a field goal for 2 points.
And if I'm looking at this second half, that's who I'm looking for to try and be the crucial player in the second half. Find that third player, and she would be the one I'd go to if I'm coaching the Marauders.
I like the fact, Drew, from the standpoint that while Mansfield's shooting didn't really kick in until that second quarter, they didn't turn the ball over. When you have Millersville turning it over twice as much as Mansfield, 10-5, and a lot of those turnovers by Mansfield was like Millersville trying to force a pass in the paint.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. We still have another half of basketball left. Want to say this year Mansfield Athletics is proud to partner with Simmons Rockwell Nissan. Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads, New York is your destination for quality automobiles. Come see us for award-winning customer service and a great selection of Nissan vehicles. For more information, visit us online at srnissan.com. So we'll be back with the start of second half action here from Decker Gymnasium. We're at the half with the score, Mansfield 29, Millersville 25. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania.
The dunk, Christian Simmons goes up and gets in one! English double, pass in, shut it down, Jazz! Kicking it out, Reed shot for three, it is good! Hits the shot with 3 seconds left!
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Real quick, right before we get ready to go, just want to give a quick shout out to that man. He's the assistant sports information director here, the other assistant sports information. That's Don Tees. It's his birthday.
Hey, happy
today.
birthday, Don.
So happy birthday to the big cheese himself, Don Tees, also the assistant soccer coach here at Mansfield. So doing double duty for us as a hard worker.
He doesn't realize he's on the air.
That's a good thing.
Well, we're ready for start of second half action, and taking the ball out of bounds will be the Millersville Lady Marauders and Lauren Lister, as they will move from right to left. So we mentioned at the start of this contest, both teams desperately searching for a win. Here's a long three, in and out, rebound, puts it up and in. No wasting of time for Mia Leonard. She's now in double figures, and it's a 2-point Mansfield lead.
She has the height and was able to really get the strong hand on it after that first tip and convert it.
Both teams in the midst of 7-game losing streaks, and a quick timeout called by Coach Mike Whitling. I think he's probably thinking what you and I are thinking after the game Wednesday night against Shepherd. Had a good lead at the half. He does not want to see this lead dissipate so quickly. He saw something really early on. As he mentioned to me yesterday, we need to take care of the little things when we have the lead.
Yeah, and that's a good timeout, too. If you just look at the body language after that first bucket, they already started to get a little lull. So that's actually a brilliant timeout to try and say, hey, that was one point, or 2 points rather, but one basket. You still have the lead. You still have to play with that energy you finished that first half with. And that's a great timeout for Coach.
The leading scorers in the game, while we have a minute here, Olivia Paglow with 9, Sydney Reed was 6, Kiera Merritt was 6, Sydney Reed, I mentioned, was 6, 4 for Jasmine Hilton, 3 for Kendall McKissick. For Millersville, they're all everything. Lauren Lister, the 5'8" junior, 14 points. Now 10 points for Mia Leonard off the bench, 2 for Olivia Modern, and 1 for Olivia Richardson. Explore the possibilities with the Keystone of the Keystone State. Potter and Tioga counties in Pennsylvania. Outdoor recreation lives here with 10 state parks, 2 federal parks, and over 400,000 acres of state forest land. Visit us online at visitpottertioga.com to plan your next adventure. So the Lady Mounties, after that quick timeout, 30 seconds into this second half, with the ball, set play called, and directing traffic as Sydney Reed passes into the post. Offensive foul. Paglo, I think I was looking for her to go up with it, and she was looking to kick it out, and as a result, she's called for the offensive. That's her second of the game.
That's a smart play by Lister. She knew she was guarding down. Maybe she also expected the shot to go up, just planted, though, and got the foul.
Leonard has tied it up at 29 as it looks like the plan by longtime coach Mary Flegg is to get the ball into Leonard. And they have done that, and they've tied it up at 29. And there's a steal by Lister. Lister, speed dribble, finds on the left-hand side for the right-handed layup, and a quick 6-0 run by Samantha Brusha. And another timeout called by Coach Mike Whitling with 8:49 left in this third quarter with the score. Millersville 31, Mansfield 29. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania.
The dunk, Christian Simmons goes up and gets in one! English double, pass in, shut it down, Jazz! Kicking it out, Reed shot for 3, it is good! Hits the shot with 3 seconds left!
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
After 2 quick timeouts and a 6-0 run by Millersville, the Lady Mounties find themselves trailing 31-29. All that momentum from going into the half is dissipated here. Start of the second half, Millersville has taken control. They're up 2. Paglo has it out top. They direct traffic, find Hilton. Left side, Reed. In and out. Rebound grabbed by Mia Leonard.
Forced shot there, too. You saw the arm overextend there trying to get that one up.
Lauren Lister on a 6-0 run. 4 points by Leonard. Oh, there's Hilton. Hilton steals the ball. Nice steal. And a foul. Pat Cooney calls the foul, and it's against Samantha Brusha. It looked like Hilton almost had a chance for a breakaway layup, and the call was made by referee Pat Cooney.
That actually might be a better situation there for the Mountaineers, only because that she was not at a great angle to go towards the basket. There was actually pretty good defense there and got the foul.
And for Brusha, that's her third personal, and we'll see how long she stays in the game. Hilton, turnaround, jumper, good. Over the taller Mia Leonard, yeah, Jasmine Hilton.
The hand in her face didn't matter. Good shot.
Stops the 6-0 Millersville run. We're tied at 31 with under 8 minutes left here. Third quarter action. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Inside Lister. She missed the chippy. Pulled down by Whitfield. Now on the right-hand side, she brings it up, and it gets stolen by Lister. Cross-court pass is a killer every time, and Lauren Lister puts it up and in.
That pass was telegraphed, too. She stared down Kira Merritt, and Lister was an easy read.
Millersville back up by 2, 33-31. Second half action here from Decker Gymnasium, along with Drew Patrick. Dennis Sweeney on hand. Here's a long shot off the glass, no good. Brought to you by RLM Sports, a media partner with Mansfield University. Here on the drive-in, puts it up, and a foul as Courtney Dimoff was on her way to do the basket and was hacked on the play. And it looks like Bella Skattel will be the culprit picked up for the personal foul. And for Skattel, that is her second personal. Team second, but at the foul line, shooting 2. Swish is Olivia Modern. As I said, Drew, she's the second leading scorer on this team, averaging over 12 a game. She has 4 now.
Yeah.
Here's Sydney Reed. In case you just joined us, Jasmine Perez is not playing here this afternoon. She was hurt in practice yesterday, so Coach Mike Whitling a little short-handed on his team, but they're hanging right in there. Nice pass to Hilton, blocked out of bounds by Mia Leonard.
Surprised that wasn't called a jump ball. Either way, the possession would have stayed with the Mountaineers.
Stayed with the Mountaineers, right. Under 7 minutes left, third quarter. Skattel inbounds to Hilton with the ball out front. Now that back into Hilton, over the towering Lister, and she missed it.
Yeah, went right for the basket. Could have used the bank there on that shot.
4-point Lady Marauder lead. Here's another nice crossover dribble and a foul to the basket.
It's that quick first move by Lister that gets her in, and that's the only thing you can do to prevent an easy layup is throw a hip in there, get the foul.
And Bella Skattel has picked up 2 quick fouls here to start the second half, and she's got 3 on the game. And Lauren Lister now with 17 points, again, averaging 24.5 entering today's game. She misses on the free throw, and that's a rarity because Lauren Lister shoots about 77% from the foul line. It's a 5-point Millersville lead. Skip pass. Reed wide open for 3. Too much. Weak side rebound taken by Erica Reed. So Lister will now walk the ball up the floor, and Sydney Reed has the job of covering her. There's a steal by Hilton. She stays in bounds. Great defensive play. Here comes Reed. Reed back out. Skattel too hard off the back of the iron.
I don't know if that was tipped from behind. I believe that was Modern who got a hand in, but I don't know if she actually hit the ball.
As a result, Millersville with a 5-point lead. They led by 10 at the end of the first quarter, trailed by 4 at half. Here is Leonard. She missed the layup, and that could be a foul, and I think it is. Yes, on Mia Leonard coming over the back as she missed the inside shot. And for Leonard, that's her first personal foul. She did not start, but she has provided a spark off the bench with 12 points. She'll take a seat, and she's replaced by Olivia Richardson.
That happens, though, with height to get the over-the-back calls. Sometimes you might not be trying. You just happen to match up perfectly.
Sometimes that's where your height advantage comes to a disadvantage because it's easy to see a tall person doing that. Underneath, you could do a lot of different things, and no one will pick up on it. Here's Merritt. Reed, left baseline. She'll try again. Misses again. She was hot in that first half where she hit a couple of key threes to get the Mounties back in this game. There's a long one, no good, but Bella Skattel with the rebound to Whitfield on the far side to Skattel, right side Merritt. Merritt, she had the big shot at the end of the first half. Now here's Whitfield. She'll try from the same slot, no good.
That corner right now is not open for the Mountaineers. They're finding open looks. They just have not connected from that far corner.
Deja vu all over again like the first quarter. They had some wide open looks, they being the Lady Mountaineers, and just missed it. Second quarter, a world of difference where they were 5 for 7 from three-point country. They trail by 5 now, 36-31, 4:45 left. Third quarter. Lady Marauders from Millersville, Pennsylvania. Here's Lister, short. Rebound, Whitfield. And it was knocked out of bounds. What that allows Millersville to set up defensively and have the Lady Mounties bring the ball up the court.
That's a smart play, though, by Whitfield to try and bound that off of a Marauder because you're caught in that corner.
Here is Sydney Reed. Reed drives right hand, tries to force a pass. Came right back out. Merritt will pop. Too hard. Ball loose and a foul. Loose ball foul. And I think it will be against Hannah Johnson. If I will guess correctly, no, I guessed wrong, so I'm back to 50% now. Olivia Paglo will pick up that personal.
That's a big one to watch out for. That's her third.
You could have flipped a coin in regards to who picked up that foul. There were a lot of bodies inside. Here's Lister. She's got the baseline, and she, off balance, puts it in.
The athleticism there, able to gather it up. Actually had it slightly stripped out of her hand, but she gathered and got the shot up all in one motion.
She's got 19 points. There's a turnover. Here comes Lister again. She'll have 21 after this, and she puts it up and in. And turnovers.
We highlighted the only 5 in that first half, and here they might have more.
3:44 left in the third quarter. We'll take a break with the score. Millersville 40, Mansfield 31. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania.
UPMC is a visionary hospital, cutting-edge research, all of the exciting things out on the edge of medicine.
There's a challenge every day, and there's the potential to help. When given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, that's a tremendous feeling.
UPMC's interest in bringing the best there is in the science and research and bringing that bench side to the bedside is what makes a huge difference.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter, Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Back here at Mansfield University's Decker Gymnasium, a 15-2 run to start this second half for Millersville. They trailed 29-25 at the half. They have now ballooned, taken the lead, and they're up by 9 with 3:44 left here in the third quarter. It's 40-31, Mansfield trailing. 3 timeouts have been called by Coach Whitling here in the start of the second half. This has been something that you've seen all season, Drew, from the standpoint that there's a foul underneath as Paglo was going to the basket. Wednesday night against Shepherd had a double-digit lead at halftime. They come out, lose a tough game. Right now they had all the momentum going into halftime, led by 4. Now they're down 9. It's almost like Coach Whitling, we don't want to play. We don't need a halftime.
No
Let's
halftime.
just play through.
Yeah, and it's that first minute in the quarter that is the difference for the momentum for the Mounties. And here it started rough, and that has been the way of this third quarter.
Here on the left side, 10 on the shot clock. Now deep in that left corner is Whitfield. Nice pass to Merritt, and that's a good set play that works for the Lady Mounties as they break that long run. And for Merritt, she now has 2 threes and now a 2 with 8 points. Ball goes out of bounds. You know, you talk about that first quarter or the first minute of the second half. The late Al McGuire, who coached Marquette University, later became a great broadcaster. His famous line was, the most important time in the game are the last 2 minutes of the first half and the first 2 minutes of the second half.
Yes.
And that's, we've seen it here this afternoon. Mansfield trying to claw back in this, trailing by 7, but if they hit some threes, that's when they help them take the lead at half. Here's Hilton, right baseline, turnaround jumper. That's a rim rattler that drops.
Yeah, she wanted to pass to the corner. There was no one there, so she just said, fine, I'll do it myself.
Nice turnaround jumper. She's got 8 points. 40-35, Millersville on top of the Lady Mounties from Mansfield University. Out front now, Olivia Modern. Modern drives, lefty layup, too much. Rebound, Merritt ahead of the field for Whitfield. It's a 2-on-1 Mansfield. Whitfield, nice pass, block and a foul. Nice pass to Hannah Johnson. She was hacked on the play, but good passing that time by Whitfield. Very unselfish.
Yeah, and Whitfield was eyeing her up actually around the middle of the court. She saw that Johnson was taking that wide angle and just waited to the last possible minute and draws the foul.
So that for Courtney Dimoff is her second personal. And Hannah Johnson, she makes her first free throw. She's 2 for 3 from the line here this afternoon. Hopes to make this a 3-point game and misses the second. It's a 5-0 run by the Mounties as they now trail by 4. They were down by 9. It's now 40-36. Pass inside, and there Kiara Merides knocks it out of bounds.
They have someone going to help. Every time it looks down to go to Mia Leonard, they're dropping a guard to try and get that. That was what happened there.
Leonard has it now at the foul line, covered by Hilton. She's got 2 fouls. Here on the right side now, looking to get the ball into Leonard. She's got a big height differential on Jasmine Hilton. Now 4 on the shot clock. Pass taken out. 3, 2, shot at the, and a shot clock violation. The ball did not hit the rim. It's Ty Taylor just threw it up and went right over the hoop. So great defensive stop that time by the Lady Mounties. They trail by 4, 40-36. A minute and a half left here. Third quarter action. Out front, Hilton. Outside the three-point arc. Left wing now, Hannah Johnson. Johnson finds Sydney Reed. Reed, now there's Johnson, drives in, backs in. She had the layup, but she'll force it up and in. What a shot in traffic.
That was a fake to get the pass out, and then she just last minute went up and in.
So Johnson has scored 3 in this third quarter. She's got 5 on the game, and it's a 2-point Millersville lead. Oh, there's that opening by Lister. She was looking for the foul call. She didn't get it, missed the layup.
Yeah, there was some contact, but no call.
Whitfield. Johnson for 3. She's fouled and will shoot 3.
Yeah.
Hannah Johnson off the bench has given a spark to the Lady Mounties as Hannah, sophomore from Trucksville, Pennsylvania. And she'll shoot 3. As that foul was on Courtney Dimoff. So Hannah, she's fulfilling what Coach Whitling wanted, was free throws, and made free throws for that matter. Give her 2. She'll make as many free throws as the team did the other night against Shepherd. She has that possibility right here. She sights, shoots. 2 for 3.
Good old commentator's curse there, Dennis.
But she tied it up at 40. Both teams, a seesaw battle here. Both teams looking to break long 7-game losing streaks. We're tied with 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Lister, triple team, turns around off the glass and missed it. Leonard gets it, and she's hacked on the play. Loose ball foul on Kiara Merritt. That was just basically going for the ball, and Leonard hit the floor.
And Kiara Merritt afterwards gives a little pat on the head to Leonard.
Well, her ex-teammate, she's just letting her know, no harm, no foul. They're just both going for the ball.
That's one of those ones, though, you're just in bad positioning. I mean, even though you were straight up, the way you came down, it's just the timing is wrong, and Leonard falls and ends up on her back, which always will go in the favor of that player.
So Leonard, who has 12, misses her first free throw. She's hearing it from the crowd, and she makes the second. Puts Millersville back on top. The Lady Marauders 41, the Lady Mounties 40. We're under 25 seconds left here in this third quarter.
Dead shot clock is important right now.
No shot clock right now. Oh, nice crossover by Hilton. Left side is Whitfield. Turnaround, Hilton. No good. 8 seconds left. Lister. She's covered by Reed. Lister, stutter step. Off the bounce, stolen by Hilton. Hilton won't throw it up. But here we go. We still got another quarter of basketball left. Don't go away. After 3 quarters of play with the score. Millersville 41, Mansfield 40. This is Mansfield Basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania.
UPMC is a visionary hospital. cutting-edge research, all of the exciting things out on the edge of medicine.
There's a challenge every day, and there's the potential to help. When given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, that's a tremendous feeling.
UPMC's interest in bringing the best there is in the science and research and bringing that bench side to the bedside is what makes a huge difference.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Along with Drew Patrick, Dennis Sweeney on hand from Mansfield University's Decker Gymnasium as we start fourth quarter action of game one of our doubleheader featuring Mansfield against Millersville. In that third quarter, Millersville took control, outscoring the Lady Mounties 16-11. Leading scorer in the game is Lauren Lister. She's near her average with 21 points. She's averaging 24 and a half. But in that third quarter, Drew, is from the standpoint 6 points by Hannah Johnson, 3 free throws in a basket, and she's been the spark off the bench. Hilton back out front now to Reed. Reed tries a bounce pass inside, force the pass. Courtney Dimoff with the steal. Here come the Lady Marauders. They lead by 1, just starting fourth quarter action. At the foul line, Leonard. Oh, nice pass into Lister, puts it up and in.
It's a great cut. Lauren Lister found the opening, and just that quick step and slide, she got open.
Lister with 23 points, leading all scorers. Millersville up 3, 43-40. This will be obviously a crucial quarter. Nice drive in and a foul. Nice drive to the hole that time by Hannah Johnson. What a shot off the bench she's been for Coach Whitling, who's without Jasmine Perez, who was injured in practice yesterday.
Yeah, she's been the spark here in the second half. She's got a couple shots coming up as the crowd's shushing one another.
Well, hopefully they're not shushing us as Johnson misses the first. So we got to let our folks know that they're getting free shots. They're just not able to put them in at this point. They're getting more than they have other games. And 1 out of 2. I think Coach Whitling would like to see 2 out of 2 more than 1 out of 2.
That's a new career high, though, for her as of right now with those 8 points.
Coach Whitling mentioned to me, here's a pass stolen inside. Almost stolen. Hilton hits the floor. Yeah. She's still slow getting up.
She landed awkwardly when she came down.
She looks to be okay, but a foul on the play. And it's against Millersville. And for the Lady Marauders, that's the third personal on Mia Leonard. That could be crucial coming down the stretch. 8:50 left, fourth quarter. 43-41, Millersville on top. Perez, right wing, with the ball is Paige Whitfield. Oh, they left Reed open. Bang! And Mansfield has clawed back to take a 1-point lead. Sydney Reed again with a big 3.
Open from the top of the key. That's an automatic.
She's in double figures with 11. Right wing. Out front is a chance of defense from the crowd here at Decker Gymnasium. Pass inside Lister, double teamed, and she's fouled and will go to the foul line. Boy, it's like Lauren Lister.
She didn't have an angle on that shot and still got it up.
Incredible. You can see why she is considered to be the best player in the conference. Paige Whitfield picked up that personal, her second, but Lauren Lister, who's shooting 77% from the foul line, now has 24 points. And this one, she'll put her over her average of 24 and a half. Here's a second. She got it. 45-44. We seesaw here at Decker Gymnasium as the Lady Marauders take a 1-point lead. Out front now with the ball is Hannah Johnson. She's been a spark plug off the bench. Sydney Reed's hit 3 threes here this afternoon. Kiara Merritt sees the opening, the line, the lane, too hard. Rebound Perez, or should I say Hilton. Hilton turnaround jumper, too hard off the back of the iron. Taken down by Lauren Lister. She'll walk the ball up the floor.
Had the good look in the chaos there, but just didn't get it to fall.
Out front now on the left wing is Brusha, almost stolen, and Hilton just picked up her third personal foul.
I was looking for the steal there and just grabbed too much of Leonard.
That's her third. She picked up 2 quickie fouls in the first half, but she was able to play with that foul trouble. That was her third, but she'll take a seat on the bench along with Sydney Reed, or excuse me, Hannah Johnson. And it's a blocking foul. And guess who's going, well, not to the foul line, I don't believe. No, it's a foul on Whitfield for Paige. That's her third.
Yeah, just tried to take away the baseline, but did it too late and ran right into Lister.
Inbounds, and Leonard has it. Now Mansfield, wide open inside, but good recovery by Sydney Reed, goes out of bounds, and it will remain with the Lady Marauders.
Reed went up to double, and when it went to Leonard and then dropped down and timed it right to knock that one out.
Inbound, they're looking for Lister, who's really heavily covered, but Modern will take it, and she misses. She's been cold here this afternoon. Double-figure scorer. She's nowhere near it here as Mansfield with the ball. They trail by 1, 45-44. Pass and a foul in the post, and if that's on Leonard, that's her fourth, and it is on Mia Leonard off the bench with 4 personal fouls. That's a huge call with so much time left in this game. Coach Mary Flegg is going to have to take her out and bring in Chandra Jones.
Yeah, that takes out your height defensively and offensively down low where you're getting a lot of scoring here today.
Out front now with the ball is Kendall McKissick. She gets it into Peglow. McKissick brought her teammate or her defender with her back to Sydney Reed. 8 on the shot clock. Whitfield looks for an opening, still dribbling, throws it up too hard. Rebound, Peglow. She missed the chippy. Rebound, Lister. Here she comes. Speed dribble. The Euro step and puts it up and in.
You got to get someone to charge up to her. You have to force her to pass. She is too good to give her that much space to go on transition.
28 points for Lauren Lister. Into Peglow. The lefty layup is good. That stops that mini run by Millersville.
And the Mounties are going to continue to look for Olivia Peglow offensively. With Leonard now on the bench, you can look to attack underneath.
Peglow in double figures. Well, there was a shot. Lister was open. Missed it. That's a rarity. Oh, ahead of the field, McKissick lays it up and in. Nice pass from Merritt to McKissick.
Patience, waiting for the player to overshoot, then going up and making a surefire bucket. McKissick, great play.
6 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Timeout called by Millersville with the score. Mansfield 48. Millersville 47. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter Tioga, Pennsylvania.
It's time to make the PSAC yours. More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in 23 championship sports at 18 universities, educating more than 118,000 students and supported by an alumni base of over 900,000. All in and all ready to make the PSAC yours. It's the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference.
The dunk, Christian Simmons goes up and gets in one! English double, pass in, shut it down, Jazz! Kicking it out, Reed shot for 3, it is good! Hits the shot with 3 seconds left!
with Drew Patrick. Dennis Sweeney on hand. Coaches versus Cancer week, as all of the coaches from both squads and throughout the country wearing sneakers and bringing awareness to the deadly disease of cancer. And here we have 5:58 left in this fourth quarter. Mansfield and Millersville. One team tries to pull away, the other one comes back. Millersville, 1 point led by 10. Now Mansfield's up 1. Here's a long bomb, Modern. She scores. Olivia Modern, who is a double-figure scorer, and she finally gets her first three-pointer. She now has 7 on the game.
That's big coming out of the timeout, too. Your first shot up. It's always important to get those points after the timeout, and a 3 is huge.
Paglow missed the layup, got her own rebound, kick out. Merritt, wide open 3. No good. Rebound, back tapped out. There's McKissick. McKissick to Reed, almost stolen. It is stolen that time. Here's Brusha, the head of the field, stolen by Merritt, out of bounds. What a defensive play by Kiera Merritt. She did not give up on the play, came back and took the ball out of Brusha's hands, but went out of bounds.
Yeah, she just ripped it out of her hands and backed out of play. Making sure you didn't get the shot off, that was the most important part, but that was mean. I love it.
Oh, out of bounds play to Lister. What a set play. Lauren Lister. She's got 8 points in this quarter, 29 in the game. Wow. 52-48. The Lady Marauders up 4. Merritt, the lefty, picks it up. McKissick for 3. Short. Rebound, Brusha. Outlet to Lister. She's in no hurry. With 4:45 left, it's a 4-point Lady Marauder lead, 52-48. Right side now, Dimoff. Covered by McKissick. Out to Chandra Jones. Jones drives right. Kick back out. Modern hit 1-3, tries another. Good! Well, she had been quiet this whole game, and just like that, she just hit 2 threes in a row, and she's now in double figures with 10.
And late, that can be a dagger for the Marauders.
They're up 7. Merritt doesn't take it to Reed. She fakes the shot, drives in. Whitfield, she'll drive in the paint. Almost stolen away, is taken away. Dimoff to Lister. Lister has Brusha open, blocked. Lister, good. She was very unselfish. She had Samantha Brusha open on the right wing, but I got to give credit to Mansfield for transition defense coming back and forcing the out-of-bounds play.
But that's what you have to do defensively, too, for Mansfield, is making sure Lister's not going to get your points unlike that.
And Lister, she's exploded here in this fourth quarter with 10 points, 31 on the game. 31 of the 57 Marauder points. They're up 9. Hilton with it. Picked up her dribble. Left wing Whitfield. She gets a screen by Hilton. Screen and roll to Hilton. Nice defensive play. Block out of bounds.
Important that only 10 seconds remain on the shot clock, although now they reset it. I think that should. Oh, no, they called the foul.
Wow. I didn't see that.
Fooled me.
Well.
That explains it.
Well, my percentage is dropping now and picking up on plays. It was 100%. Now I'm down to 33.
That's her fourth, too. So both fives have 4 fouls. Leonard comes back in with those 4.
So at the foul line will be Jasmine Hilton. Her first one is pure. Jasmine shooting 87% from the foul line coming into today's game. She only has taken 15 free shots. That's her first of the afternoon.
Hit them both.
And she's in double figures with 10. 57-50, 3:25 left, fourth quarter. It's been a seesaw game here. Millersville pull out by 10, then Mansfield led by 4 going into halftime. Then Millersville jumped back out on top. Then Mansfield came back, led by 1. Now the Lady Marauders are up 7. With the ball, Lauren Lister with 31 points, looking into Leonard, who has 4 personals. There's a bad pass stolen away by Whitfield. Mansfield have numbers, taking it to the lane, and an offensive foul is called on Hannah Johnson.
Yeah, and so what happened, Hannah Johnson, she was going in, and as soon as you see the shoulders start to rotate back and forth, preparing for the contact, that's what's going to draw. It's the hardest call for any referee to make. I want to say in any sport,
Yes.
that difference between a charge and a block, but that time it was a charge.
Coach Whitling trying to get the explanation from DJ Chapman, excuse me, and they giveth and taketh away. There's an over and back against the Lady Marauders. So Mansfield with the ball, 2:50 left, still plenty of time left in this contest. They trailed Millersville 57-50. Now on the right-hand side is Reed. Now right wing Johnson, Hilton covered. There's Reed. Oh, no, Johnson, excuse me. Johnson drives to the basket. She's fouled on the play, and that one's on Olivia Motter. So the Lady Mounties are getting to the foul line, which Coach Whitling mentioned to me yesterday. He says, we've got to get to the foul line and make free throws. He said, we've been shooting 50% as a team the last few games, and every time someone's gone to the foul line, other than Jasmine Hilton that last time, it's been 1 out of 2 most of the time. Here's the second one, and 1 out of 2. 8 points for Hannah Johnson off the bench. It's a 6-point lead, 2:32 left fourth quarter. Lauren Lister, 31 points. Somebody better pick her up. Blocked by Hilton. Good defensive play. Here comes Whitfield. Back over to Sydney Reed. Reed, kick out, tried to get it to Johnson, who was camped right on the three-point arc, but kicked out of bounds by Lauren Lister.
That was actually a smart play there for Lister. She was waiting behind, waiting for that pass, and then she was going to attack. That time she read it, just went off her foot.
Nice inbounds pass that time to Merritt. Oh, there's Johnson. Way off. Went right over the rim, that right baseline. Grabbed that time by Modern, and she'll give it to the quarterback team leader and point guard, Lauren Lister, as Mary Flegg is calling a timeout with 2:02 left here in this fourth quarter. We'll keep it here. It is 57-51, Millersville on top. This year, Mansfield Athletics is proud to partner with Jason's Pub and Grill, just north of Mansfield in Tioga, Pennsylvania. Offers some of the best pub food around, featuring cheesesteaks, wings, burgers, and more. The pub has a wide selection of beverages to choose from as you watch the big game. That big game is next weekend, too. Find Jason's Pub and Grill on Facebook to stay up to date with specials and fun events. So along with Drew Patrick, Dennis Sweeney on hand for RLM Sports, media partner with Mansfield University. 57-51 lead for the Lady Marauders. Still plenty of time left with that three-point shot. The hot and cold shooting of Mansfield. They were cold in the first and the third. That second quarter, they were blistering hot, 5 out of 7 from three-point country, and now they trail by 6.
This is where you start to think about, if you're Millersville, using as much of that shot clock as you possibly can and try to get a dagger shot.
Well, one-on-one, Lister too hard. Leonard, is fouled as she got the rebound. There was less than 10 seconds on the shot clock.
That's big.
So Mia Leonard will go to the foul line. She's got 13 points. She's 1 out of 2 from the foul line.
And big of note, that one is on Hilton. That's her fourth. So the Five's in some trouble right now.
Well, Leonard missed the first. She's shooting 83% from the foul line. Short on both. Rebound, Hilton. 2 big misses that time by Mia Leonard. And with the ball now is Mansfield. They trail by 6. We have 1:40 left here in the fourth quarter. Hannah Johnson getting some great playing time and providing a spark off the bench. Skip pass. Oh, that was dangerous from our location, Drew. You could almost see that one was about ready to get picked off. Mansfield was lucky that wasn't stolen by the Lady Marauders.
Yeah, and it was Lister who was eyeing it up the whole time.
They come to the ball. Kiara Merrick, skip past Johnson. Johnson back out. Paige Whitfield, bang! And she does a little pump fist as she heads down the floor. That was a great play that time. Found Whitfield open, and that is her first basket of the game.
Important shot, too, with the time left, only 1:10.
57-54. Chance of defense from the crowd here at Decker Gymnasium. Oh, Lister, count the basket, and she'll go to the foul line. to complete the three-point
That's
play.
the exact thing that you can't have happen. You can't have Lister be the one to get through and head to the line. She is solid, and that's an understatement from the line.
She has scored 12 points in this quarter. She's got 33 in the game. Make it 34 now. You talk about a one-person wrecking crew. It's been Lauren Lister, the junior. It's a 6-point lead for the Lady Marauders. We have under a minute left in this fourth quarter. Whitfield will try again. Bang! She doesn't score for 4 quarters, and all of a sudden she hits 2 straight threes, and it's a 3-point game with 47.9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
She's a captain. She knows when she's needed. She's been part of this group for the last 3 years. There's no seniors on this team, but she is the de facto senior of this team, her and Kira Merritt. And when the game counts, she made sure she was set. She shot that with confidence, and it's back to only 3. This other side on the defensive end is going to be incredibly crucial for the Mountaineers here.
Can you guess who might get the ball for Millersville?
Although if I'm Millersville, I'm thinking about drawing up a play. You had Olivia Modern hit a couple of threes. I'm trying to use Lister as a decoy to draw the Mounties there and look for the open shot.
Well, Lister has scored 13 points in this fourth quarter. 13 of their 19. The other 6 have come off the three-point shooting of Olivia Modern. And it's been, and the thing is, Lister doesn't even look like she's breaking a sweat. I mean, she really is so smooth, and you can tell, when she does that crossover dribble, it's like the seas parting for her to just drive right in. She is that quick. So now here we'll see what Coach Mary Flegg has dialed up, and there it is, crossover. Good defensive play by Whitfield. The crossover, Lister had her beat, and Whitfield was able to knock it out of bounds.
And you got to watch almost the hips, but she's shifty with the hips, got past.
And Lister with the ball where you have 42 seconds and counting. 3-point Millersville lead. One of these two teams will break their respective 7-game losing streaks here this afternoon. Shot clock down to 13. Lister gets a screen out front by Leonard. Lister driving in, almost has it stolen. Back out to Modern. Modern drives in, loses it. It goes out of bounds. It will remain with Millersville. 4 on the shot clock, 20 on the game clock.
That's the important part of this. 4, you have to have multiple people on number 10.
Let somebody else beat you because she's had a career game. I don't know if it's her highest game of the year, but long 3, no good. Rebound, Leonard. Leonard is fouled. She was fouled on the floor. So she'll have to shoot free throws because that's the Lady Mounties are over the limit. Sydney Reed has picked up the personal.
Got everything you wanted, just didn't have anyone boxing out underneath, and Leonard sends to the line. Big shots for her.
Makes the first. Again, shooting over 80% coming into the game. She is 2 for 5 this afternoon.
That makes it a 2-possession game.
Missed it. Rebound Hilton. 13 seconds left. Pass ahead to Hannah Johnson. She looks for help to Whitfield. Back in the corner. Reed for 3. Bang! They need to foul because there's a 1-point game as Sydney Reed wide open in that left baseline. And they've tried that many times here this afternoon, Drew. And the thing is, they've missed it that time at the most crucial time of the game with 4.2 seconds left. And Coach Whitley didn't call a timeout, wanted a foul right away, and there's only 4.2 seconds left on the clock.
That Sydney Reed had a game winner earlier in the year. That one.
That's her 4th 3. Good. Good shot that time. Free throw by Courtney Dimoff, her first free throw of the game. Here's her second. Good. 3-point game. Mansfield throws it ahead to Reed. She throws it up way short, and that is it. The 7-game losing streak for the Millersville Lady Marauders ends with a 63-60 victory over the Lady Mountaineers. And Drew Patrick, a tough loss for Mansfield, but boy, that was one heck of a game here this afternoon.
And that's what you had to do. The Mounties didn't have a timeout left, so they had to go with the play that they were confident with. Give credit to Millersville there at the end. They knew they had to attack whoever had the ball, and they get a big win.
Well, that wraps up our broadcast of Game 1 of our doubleheader here this afternoon from Decker Gymnasium. Final score, Millersville 63, Mansfield 60. We'll be back in a few minutes with the start of the men's contest featuring the Marauders of Millersville against the Mounties of Mansfield. Along with Drew Patrick, this is Dennis Sweeney saying so long from Decker Gymnasium. This is Mansfield basketball on Mountie All Access, brought to you by Visit Potter, Tioga, Pennsylvania.
The dunk, Christian Simmons goes up and gets in one! English double, pass in, shut it down, Jazz! Kicking it out, Reed shot for three, it is good! Hits the shot with 3 seconds left! Welcome back into Sidelines. Let's meet a new face here on campus. It's the new assistant softball coach, Quincy Lewis. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, I appreciate being here.
So let's talk about that move. You come here from Canton. What were some of the things here that really attracted you to come back to the PSAC?
Yeah, absolutely. So Coach Gallagher and I actually met up at our convention a couple months ago and just seemed like a great fit and was excited to get back home and work under her.
So what I mentioned there was you played in the PSAC. So how do you think that comfortability and that familiarity with this conference is going to help you coach in this conference?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a fantastic experience graduating from Shippensburg. And I think the PSAC is such a tight-knit group that it's nice to be back and kind of know the conference and know the layout a little bit.
So what does that offer you, though? The fact that you played in this conference and now are coaching in this conference, what do you think? What does that familiarity do for you as a coach?
Absolutely. I think the recruiting layout is huge. And as far as the type of athlete we're recruiting and the type of athlete that Mansfield draws in general, and just knowing, kind of being here especially, and knowing that southern tier of New York where I grew up and being able to pull from that area as well.
So it was quite a quick turnaround for you as we are starting to get very close to the season. You were hired in December area. How has your first couple weeks been here to get really the lay of the land down? What has been the things that have stood out in those first couple weeks?
Yeah, I think the players have been fantastic in getting to know them and, doing a ton of individual sessions where they can kind of get to know me and them. And it's been a lot of questions of them at practice and, hey, how do you do this? How do we do this? And they've been fantastic and receptive to kind of helping me along as I catch up.
So who are some of the athletes that you've seen? I know we're very early on, and I know that we haven't really gotten into the big practices. There's snow outside. I know that's you can't really practice outside, but who has really that you've seen could surprise a lot of people this year.
Yeah, I think we've got some fantastic upper class leadership. I think we've got some great newcomers as well. Freshman Danny Goff, I think, is going to come in and kind of do a great job for us in the circle, along with Lexi Easling, and kind of go from there, which is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely looking forward to that. So, speaking of what I just said with the snow outside, what are the challenges? You grew up here. You know the challenges of getting in games or getting in practices here in the winter. The weather never cooperates. What are your strategies as a coach to try and work around that when the weather isn't always cooperative?
Absolutely. I'm a big control your controllables person, so it's okay. We can't control that we only have 2 hours in the gym, but we can control how fast we transition from station to station and things like that. And it's really more of a mindset of being as productive as we can be versus complaining about, oh, well, we can't get outside, we can't do this, we can't do that.
So what are the things that you focus on when you're inside in those controllables?
I think breaking down fundamentals is huge, especially coming off of break. We talk about it being slow at the beginning and getting back into things and then picking it up as we get closer to February 21st, and just kind of getting to know each other as well and seeing how our middle infielders work together and how our outfielders communicate and things like that.
Yeah, it's shocking to believe it's a month away from the start of softball season. So you talked about the focusing on the fundamentals and when you can't get outside. So preparing for game situations, what is the key when you're inside in those game situations that you look? Is that fundamentals as well, or what is the main focus getting ready for games if you can't always get on the diamond?
Yep. So we work a ton at game speed as far as our infield defense in practice. This week we're starting to throw a little bit more live and get our pitchers versus hitters going and things like that.
That sounds fantastic. Let's go back here a little bit to coming here to Mansfield. And what was it about Mansfield here that really made you say, other than meeting Coach Gallagher, what were some of the things about this program that you knew that I want to be a part of this program, I want to be a part of this area? What were the biggest things that stood out to you?
I think for me, a lot of it was the kids on the team. So growing up in this area in Corning, I've actually coached a few of them when they were younger and played against some of them as a coach and things like that. So just knowing the group of human beings that are here and knowing how hard they work and how excited they are to be college athletes was absolutely a draw in right away. And knowing the little bit comfortability with them already was fantastic.
And so looking at the season, what are your goals for this season? Let's start with the team. What are your team goals for this year?
Absolutely. I'm a big take it game by game person and inning by inning. What can we do in this moment to win this inning and win this game? I think when you start to look big picture, it gets overwhelming sometimes, and to do what we can do and control our controllables throughout the year.
And then with that, again, you just said you don't want to look at the big, but individual goals, your first year of being a coach here, what are your individual goals?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a big thing for me is supporting our athletes. They've had a ton of change in the last couple of months with myself and Greg coming in as our new strength and conditioning coach and being able to kind of support them through a lot of change and get everybody on the same page.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
The dunk, Christian Simmons goes up and gets in one! English double, pass in, shut it down, Jazz! Kicking it out, Reed shot for three, it is good! Hits the shot with 3 seconds left!
UPMC is a visionary hospital. Cutting-edge research, all of the exciting things out on the edge of medicine.
There's a challenge every day, and there's the potential to help. When given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, that's a tremendous feeling.
UPMC's interest in bringing the best there is in the science and research and bringing that bench side to the bedside is what makes a huge difference.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
The dunk, Christian Simmons goes up and gets in one! English double, pass in, shut it down, Jazz! Kicking it out, Green shot for three, it is good! Hits the shot with 3 seconds left!
UPMC is a visionary hospital, cutting-edge research, all of the exciting things out on the edge of medicine.
There's a challenge every day, and there's the potential to help. When given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, that's a tremendous feeling.
UPMC's interest in bringing the best there is in the science and research and bringing that bench side to the bedside is what makes a huge difference.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
It's all part of Mother Nature's perfect blend, the keystone of the Keystone State. Visit Potter Tioga, a 2-county scenic outdoor haven conveniently located, yet worlds apart. A place where you can kick back, unwind, and forget about the pressures of life. Disconnect and reconnect with your friends, family, or even yourself while surrounded by nature's beauty. So start planning your adventures today at visitpottertioga.com.
Suggs, 12. Yep. 20, Sullivan. Yep. 24, Mackay, 10. Coach told me Mackay. And he's starting? Yes. And who's the 5th? And Nwosu? Yeah, I had those 5 right. Oh, it's Kyrie, okay.
UPMC is a visionary hospital, cutting-edge research, all of the exciting things out on the edge of medicine.
There's a challenge every day, and there's the potential to help. When given the opportunity to make a difference in someone's life, that's a tremendous feeling.
UPMC's interest in bringing the best there is in the science and research and bringing that bench side to the bedside is what makes a huge difference.
Life-changing medicine is not only medical treatment or surgical treatment, but giving patients hope.
From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
dunk. Christian Simmons goes up and gets in one! English double. Pass in! Shut it down, Jazz! Kicking it out. Green shot for three. It is good! Hits the shot with 3 seconds left!
Welcome back to Mansfield University's Decker Gymnasium after an exciting Game 1 where the Millersville Lady Marauders defeated the Mansfield Lady Mounties by a score of 63-60, extending the losing streak for Mansfield to 8, but stopping the 7-game losing streak for Millersville. And now we will have the men play game number 2, and along with Drew Patrick, Dennis Sweeney on hand, we're glad to have you aboard. And Drew, as crazy as it sounds, and in talking with Coach John Zenesi, the head basketball coach for Mansfield yesterday, Mansfield's 3-8, but a win here this afternoon, they aren't far from clinching one of those playoff spots in the PSAC.
Yeah, it's bizarre what the conference has right now as you see the standings popping up on your screen. Mansfield 2 games out of that 4th place spot, which would host a playoff game. Who's currently in that 4th place spot? This team on the floor here today. So this is an important game for both squads. Even the 3rd place spot is open. That's also 6 wins there. So they could get all the way up to 3. That's how wild this year has been in the PSAC East. You've had even teams going down the board other than Shippensburg and Westchester, who have been the top of the poll all of this year. Looking down, it is wide open. These games are crucial. That win for the Mounties against Shepherd earlier in this week was massive. And plus it gave confidence. And they didn't have one of their key scorers in that game. Jameer Green did not appear in that game. So that's got to give this team a little bit of confidence that they can find a way to win a game.
Coach Zenesi was talking with me yesterday. He says, I've got almost a reserved parking spot at the hospital because he's been taking so many players to the hospital for various injuries throughout this season. And Jameer Green, you had mentioned, didn't play on Wednesday night. He's hoping that he'll see some action here this afternoon. Not really sure, but the Mounties have faced their share of injuries, and so have the Millersville Marauders. In talking with their coach, Casey Stitzel, he said, we've had to overcome a lot of adversity. Every time I asked him, I said, what's your team's identity? He said, that's the problem. Every time we created an identity, another player would get injured. And in fact, their last 2 losses have been buzzer losses. They've lost at the buzzer to Shepherd, and I forget who
it was. Slippery Rock.
Slippery Rock was the other one. Both games at the buzzer. Now they did win the other night. And so they broke a losing streak, but they come in at 9-9 overall, as you see, and 6-6 in conference play. And I said to him, Coach, you've had a rough year of injuries, but you're still right in it. He says, I know, that's the crazy thing about it. We're right in the mix to host a playoff game.
Yeah, it's been a bizarre year. And, I mean, you could, though, say the same thing for the Mountaineers as well in terms of finding that identity. Today's starting lineup might be the 9th or 10th different starting lineup that the Mounties have had this year. Just trying to find what will work for this team, what's going to provide that spark right off the bat, because a lot of their points in a lot of their games have come from a spark from someone off the bench has been the key.
And we were here, or at least I was here a couple of weeks ago, and John Ward was that spark off the bench in that tough loss to Westchester. Coach Stitzel mentioned to me, the standpoint that they don't have any seniors on this team, but they've been able to show they've been able to overcome the adversity. After those two tough losses, they did come back with a win against Lockhaven, 83-80 on Wednesday. They're only 2-7 on the road. And he says Mansfield, and I've heard this from every coach I've talked to since I've started doing some games for you here at Mansfield, along with RLM Sports, the media partner with Mansfield University, is to say that every coach has said to me, Mansfield's the toughest place to play on the road. It's one of the toughest. It's one of the furthest bus rides that it took them 3.5 hours to get here. They came last night, but still a very tough place to play. At this point, everyone is asked to stand for a moment of silence as we honor friends and loved ones who have been affected by cancer, who are in the fight with cancer, or who have lost the battle with cancer. Everyone is raising their I Fight For signs high and proud during this special moment, and realize you are not alone as we all take on this fight together.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
A fitting start to our second game of our doubleheader here, this being Coaches versus Cancer Week. And as everyone was holding up their signs in this special moment,